Okay, nice to meet you guys again. Welcome to lesson 4. We're gonna talk about remote desktop control today. So before we jump into the lectures, let's show you guys some like cool robots. So Boston Dynamics. Do you guys heard about this? Have you guys heard about this? Gabriel, you heard about this company?
Yes. It's the company that make a lot of robot that copying from all kinds of like animals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So Boston Dynamics is a company in Boston area. They focus on design the high-end simulated robots that can do fancy stuff, kind of like a just like to copy or um, like a in, imitate imitate like the like animals or humans like behaviors or movements. Here are like those the popular like models they actually designed before, also the current ones. So the most famous one is this first one is called Spot. It's just like a dog shaped robot, which has like 4 legs and like a camera in the front, and you can actually add the arm to it, or you have some other like accessories you can just put on. This robot actually is um, in the market right now. You if you want to buy something like that, you can buy one of those. I think they only sell it to the company customers. It's not for individual use. It's very complicated actually. Do you guys can you guys guess how much does it cost? How expensive this is? Any number?
Maybe 2K.
2K, only 2K? Oh
A
my god,
few.
it's a robot. Yeah, what Kevin, what do you say? How much does that cost?
10 to 30,000.
30,000? You said 30,000?
10 to 30,000.
Under 30,000?
10 to 30,000.
Oh, okay. Close, but not high enough. Peter.
49,999 and 90 cents.
Okay, yeah, that's very accurate, but I think it's a little bit more than that. So if you guys know that the car Tesla, the Model S, so this kind of robot is actually the similar price to the electric car Tesla Model S is. So it's around like 80, or I would think maybe 60 to $80,000 per piece. So its battery can last like 30 minutes or maybe 40 minutes because it's using power a lot. It's huge actually. It's like larger than normal dogs, and it's really heavy. It's like a half ton of the weight, I think. So it's really like a car. So the price point is also a car like a price point. Um, Okay, so other different kind of robot that Boston Dynamics do is this different kind of thing. Just another famous one is this like a human shaped one. It can do a lot of like human mm, behaviors. Um, so they are not for sales, but they just do experience. Um, do experiment to like testing some like human behaviors, those stuff for research purpose. Um, And also this kind of like a robot. I forgot what's the name of this model, but it's actually can help people move around cargos or boxes. But it's really huge. It's not really save that much energy or effort to people, but definitely looks really fancier. It's like a balanced car that can lift up things without dropping, without falling off. Okay, so that's about Boston Dynamics. Gonna include some like videos in the reading homework. You guys can take a look after class. Okay, so do some recap. Do you guys remember who designed the world's first robot?
Leonardo da Vinci.
Yeah, Leonardo da Vinci. He did, and he did a lot of other like famous parts as well. Um, I hope you guys enjoy the readings sent to you. And any question about assembling the camera car? Yeah, Kevin.
So my car, on one of the servos, it's like touching the wire to the screen, and it's pressing against it like this. Here, it's pressing against it, and I can't attach it properly.
Can you move it to closer? Let's see. Okay. Oh, that part. Which part is actually touching?
It's touching like the connection to the screen.
It's okay.
Like this part.
I think if you remove the white cable, what's that for?
This is a power cable.
Oh, okay. I mean, when you have the battery on, you don't really need the power cable anymore. So I think you can move. You can just it will help you to make some space. You don't. You also don't need the video connections. So I think after you remove those cables, you have more space, right?
Okay, thank you.
Maybe try
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah. After you learn this class, you don't need HDMI anymore. So there will be no problem.
Yeah. By the way, David is another teacher. We gonna help you guys set up the remote desktop control today. Thank you, David.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Any other questions about assembling? Okay. Have you guys tried to remote control your Raspberry Pi? Have you tried that? Catherine did. Okay, great. How about you guys? Other guys?
I have a question.
Yep.
Because we need to install the PYQt5, do we just like download it from like the like installing packages that you just search online?
Mm-hmm.
But that's requiring to download Qt before you do the PYQt5, right?
PYKT5.
PYQt.
Oh, PYQt. Oh, okay. I think in the instruction, I think that part is for your computer, right? It's not installed into your Pi, if I remember correctly.
And also because on the thing when it says like getting on the road and run the server, like that part, am I supposed to be like entering the commands on Python?
Yes. I mean in the terminal first, and it's gonna pop up like a control interface. Then you can control your Pi. But before you start doing that, you need to remote access into your Pi and start the services to let your computer can control your Pi first.
Oh, so I just use the terminal. That's when I open Pi on my computer, I use that terminal to enter the commands.
You need to use your computer terminal to do all the commands. But you don't really need to see your Pi. What happened to your Pi it doesn't matter. So, but you can do directly with your computer terminal to control everything.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna show you. Maybe if we have time, we're gonna show you how to do it. Okay, so cool. Let's see how you actually can make the remote control works. So let's do some background lectures. So remote desktop control that allows you to remote to control any like remote computers from another computer pretty much, or another devices. So basically, if you have one computer, you want to get it into another computer that's like maybe in your home or in the office or maybe at school, you can use like remote desktop control to get inside. Before you get inside, you need to make sure that computer is turned on first, and then you both computers connect to the internet, and then you need to make sure you have the permission to get into that computer, and then you usually can if you can find the IP address of that computer, you can actually get into that computer and control see what the computer has inside, and also you can do some like funny things to that computer or install or delete things like to your computer. That's usually in the good way is the computer you need access is also your computer. You need to access some file or functions into from that computer, so you can remote in. But the bad way is the hackers or like the bad people actually can use this kind of technology to control the computer that's not belongs to them and steal a document or like a data from those computers. So this is a good thing and bad thing. That's why a lot of people, a lot of like big companies like try to get a more secured channel to make this kind of like a technology not hurting people, but there are always some like bugs or like back doors like for the hackers to get in usually. So that's why you already heard that if someone send you an email or text message or some kind of like a link, don't really click it and enter your information inside. Some of those links are fake and scam. If you get inside and enter your password, and the hackers gotta know your password, they can remote control your computer and steal everything from you. So just make sure don't click around. Okay, be safe. So for Windows version, there's like a built-in remote desktop, which is only available in Windows 10 Pro. So for you guys, I'm not sure which version you guys have. Maybe most of you guys have Windows Home with 10 Home. So for the home version, it doesn't have that feature. So this feature is really very strong. It's like I think when Windows released like a Windows 2000, the version 2000 is like a 10 or 15 years ago. They already have this kind of technology ready. This technology didn't change much until like a recent versions. They only change who can use this kind of services, because this kind of service is free if you have Windows 10 Pro version. it's not that it's very stable and very secure. If you know the credentials, you definitely can use it. Also, you can use recent years they update the software, and you can use Mac, you can use Android, you can use iPhone to connect to your Windows computer directly with this like a platform. But the bad thing is you can only connect to one computer at one time, so you cannot really see multiple screens. So David, if you can remote get inside to my Windows computer and share your screen.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's I have this software ready here there. So if you guys can see it.
Yeah, I need the password.
Okay, the password gonna be 9E 1XM3. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it worked.
So
Let me share screen.
Yep.
And this is the team viewer.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And you can see that I already get into teacher's desktop.
I think that's another correct screen.
Not correct? Yeah, it's correct.
You
mean I shared a different screen?
Yeah, this screen is good.
Yeah. And
it has some delays, I think.
Yep. Cause we have already used the third party, so it may be some delay.
Okay, so I don't think they can see the.
You guys see the desktop of the teacher's link?
Yeah, can you guys see my desktop now? Just like a picture, right? It's not moving. So yeah, so basically in the center of this screen, it says like remote desktop connections. So this is the main built-in app software that Windows has to let you control other people's computer. So you need to know their IP address and also know their password, and then you can connect. There's like a different options. You can set different permissions. You can do some like little settings. But if we get inside the remote control, you're gonna use this kind of like a built-in software that's easier to let you use. Okay, so David, you can stop sharing.
Okay.
Go back to the slide. Thank you. So that's Windows version. Hold on. Seems wrong. Why is it's different screen? So okay, let's try this. Oh, so it's this one. Sorry about that. It's not showing the right way. Okay, here we go. So this is a Windows version, and you also need to enable that feature to to do that. Okay, so another is the Mac system. They also build in a remote desktop like a software. If you have a Mac, you automatically have this feature. You also need to enable this feature and then you can use it. You also need to download the Apple desktop remote software to use it. The good thing is Apple supports multiple like clients, multiple server to share their screen together. It's like a very cool, like virtual meetings, pretty much like that. It can also set a very detailed permissions, like say you can control my computer, but you cannot delete anything. You can only read those kind of like files. You cannot see some kind of like files as well. It's also very secure and stable. If you guys have, but it only work for Macs. So you cannot use a Mac software to connect to our Windows one. But the Windows system has a Windows version of the have a like a Mac version of the Windows software. So you can actually get inside to a Windows computer from Mac, but you cannot get Mac get into the Mac computer using a Windows without using a third-party software. Okay, so so this also we have like a lot of like a different third-party software that can do the same thing. The first software is called TeamViewer. That's what the David just used. It's like a very convenient, like a share screen, like a terminal. It's very popular. A lot of users, and it's free for individual use. But if we're gonna use it in the company wise, or like a large scale, you have to pay for them. It's very secure. You can actually copy the files directly from the computer you are controlling, and send it to you yourself. And I think like a Windows, like a remote desktop also support the file transfer, but it's not that convenient as like a TeamViewer. Also, you need to make sure you need to install TeamViewers on both sides of your computer to make it work. If you don't have the software ready on both sides, you cannot use it. And they also ask a password. You need to know the password to get it remote in. Another very popular software is called VNC, the Virtual Network Computing. It's an open source platform, and a lot of different like version of this software. So we're gonna actually use VNC today. We're gonna install VNC to your Pi, so then you can use your computer to remote control your Pi without any screen anymore. So the VNC usually free. The basic version is free, but if different company provide better services, like better functions, that's usually charge some money. We can, if you guys need, you definitely can choose to pay for it. Another very popular one is Zoom. That's like what we are using. The Zoom also can become a remote, like a remote desktop terminal. So if I want to, I can send a request to any of you guys, and to let me to control you guys. Actually, think. And I think you guys can also send a request to me, let me to control your computer. Then when I approve the request, or you guys approve the request, I can get into your computer right away. But Zoom actually, um, the bad thing about Zoom is you have to start Zoom, join the meeting by yourself, in the other end first, and then you can let people control your computer. It's not automatically, not like a TeamViewer or VNC. You can actually program it to let it run automatically. Then you can log into that computer anytime, anywhere, pretty much. Okay. So it's very helpful when people have some like a computer issue. the technician couldn't be there to deal with the issue, they can remote get into your computer, see what the issue is, and then fix the issue. Okay. So another way to use a remote desktop control, I mean, the remote desktop control means it's control the desktops. Like it's usually the graphics interface. Those tools we talked about all the graphic. You can see details like with those softwares. But there's like another way to let you remote control your other computer is using the command lines, which is usually using this SSH security shell protocols. So SSH provides a secured channel over an unsecured network by using a client service server architecture to connect to a client application with a server. So basically, what it says is just like you have you are the client, and a server open the doors like to you. Then you can use SSH as like a tool in the like a tunnel, a channel to get inside to the the server computers. SSH usually is generally used to access the Unix-like operating system. So if you still remember the Unix system, the Linux is also part of the Unix. So the Mac computer or the Linux or the Raspberry Pi, all the Unix like operating system. So it has the SSH built right inside the system. So you can use it right away. And also Microsoft Windows also can do that, but you need to install some software to use it. The good thing about SSH is because it's really old, it's have like more than 20 years like histories to have this technology. So it's open source. It's built in the Mac and Linux system, and it's also simple, also free, also very easy to use. Sometimes it's not that secure, but usually if your computer is secure, the SSH should be very secure. So when you want to use it in the Windows system, you need to install the client, the services. We're gonna show you soon. And the only difference between other like remote desktop softwares are the SSH is only the command. So there's no graphic. You need to have another computer, another like software to enable the graphics, but not from SSH. It's also use the system password to remote in. So if your credentials got exposed to the dangers, you need to change your password right away. Otherwise, some hackers can actually get inside your computer easily with this. Also, the most scary thing is when you being controlled, when someone get inside your computer, you don't really even notice like someone already in. So there's no notification or nothing show in your computer, but someone actually already in. So you cannot really notice anything happened before there's like major things happens. Okay. So this picture shows like how to initiate the SSH connections. Okay. So for Windows One, if you want to use SSH, you need to install some softwares. The most famous software is PuTTY. It's called PuTTY. I don't know why. I mean, the funny thing is the original written by the Windows for the Microsoft Windows, but the name PuTTY has no official meaning. So I don't know who really named this software, but it's not really like a meaningful name. It's just like easy to remember, I believe. So PuTTY is a free and open source terminal simulator emulator. So if you have this installed, you're gonna see when you open the software, you're gonna show like this. It supports several network protocols such as like SCP, SSL, SSH, Telnet. Telnet is the old version of SSH. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, same way to like get inside of the computer. It can also use a PuTTY to connect to a serial port. The serial port is the general name on your Pi that have like 24 pins. That's like a serial port. So if you have seen any like older printers, the like it's not using the USB port. It's using like really large serial port. Is to send the command. You really have like a lot of pins, and you need to insert the the connections to a very huge like port to get it connected. The serial port usually is provide like a slow data transfer. Is also I believe is analog like data or maybe digital data, but it's like the old outdate like a technology. But still some devices still have it, still can use it, especially for Raspberry Pi or Arduino. Um, some like sensors or like kind of small parts also still using the serial port. So, but when you have a serial port, you have used the PuTTY to control it. Okay, so actually, David, can you share your screen maybe to see if you guys can still see my Windows screen, because David is using a mic. I'm using a mic right now, so
yeah,
we have to do something like this to show a Windows interface. If it doesn't work, I probably gonna change the zoom.
yes.
Oh, here it goes. It's better. So if you close this, so this is like more options for the Windows.
Sorry.
So open browser, and just any browser is fine. And go to download the PuTTY. So if you guys can follow this and install the PuTTY to your computer, Catherine, you don't need to do that. So the Windows users, please like download the PuTTY if you haven't done that before. So basically just search PuTTY and go to the official website. See, this website is very old and they never really update, but like millions of times, like people using PuTTYs from download from this website. They don't really need to make it fancier. Everyone already knows it. So you can download that and install it. Very easy. I think I already have it. So you can just start the PuTTY from. Yeah, here we go. So you have it. You can start the PuTTY. So about a 32 bits or 64 bits, the difference is like depends on your computer hardware. So if your computer system is running on a 64 version, you better have the 64 version. But the older computer, like maybe 5 years older, you already have like 32 bits system. So if you have a 32 bits system, you need to have the 32. You cannot run a 64-bit software on a 32 software system. But if you have a 64 bits system, you can run 32 and also the 64 bits. Either way. So I think I have a 64 base one. So after you got it, you can open this and let's remote inside into your Pi. So if you guys already tried, you can just get inside. So we're gonna use SSH to get inside to my Pi. You need to make sure your Pi is powered, is turned on. And okay, so David, if you want to put in my IP,
Yeah.
so it's gonna be 192.168.1.234. Yeah. So when you open it, you should, if your Pi is available, it should let you get inside. Let me make sure my Pi is on. I think it's on. So let me restart this. Point 1.234, yeah. Ooh.
Maybe I think the IP address is not correct.
Yeah, maybe the IP address is changing. So maybe David, so you yeah. Try yours.
Try mine.
Yes, I exit my screen and just use your computer and remote inside to your Pi.
Okay, but I am using the mic.
Yeah, the mic is the same thing. So
Yeah.
basically, you guys can try the party. If you have any issue, let me know. But if let's see how.
Okay, let me try the other one.
So you need to stop the remote control. Okay, here we go. So David is using his mic system that's gonna be using the terminal. So terminal is easier. You can just type in SSH space the Pi at the IP address. The Pi is the username, and the IP address is like how your Pi inside your network. So okay. So it's gonna ask you a password. So if you set up the Pi with your own password, you enter your own password. If you never set up the password, the default password is Raspberry. Okay, so when you see a green color says like Pi at a Raspberry Pi, that means you are inside the Raspberry Pi already. Okay, so let's get it VNC installed into the Pi. Then with VNC, you can actually see what your Pi is like a desktop without connect your Pi into a monitor. So the first thing we're gonna do is to install this like a Tide VNC server. So actually, David,
you guys can try with me if you have your computer on your side.
Yeah, so you guys, if you guys already inside your Pi, just type in this command. So sudo, if you guys remember, sudo is the command super user do. So just let you can do some high level like commands with like a higher permission of the system. So app dash get. So this command just let you to manipulate the application. Any application you can do install, you can uninstall, or you can just make any changes, updates, all those stuff. So we're gonna install it. So we type in install, and then install what? So install the software name is called a Tide VNC server. This is a type of VNC. The Tide VNC is a brand. So they make a very easy VNC application. So after you enter that, so go forward. So enter, return. So you're gonna see you're gonna running, and it says, do you want to continue? So basically it's find the file already, you're gonna do the install, make sure you already install. And if you see David already installed the real VNC, and you're gonna remove the real VNC and reinstall the Tide VNC. So if you agree that you're gonna let it run inside, gonna take a moment, and then it should be, if you see your Pi in green color, it's like means it's successful. If you didn't see any error before. So next we're gonna do sudo rospi config. So this command is gonna open a configuration interface from your Pi. We're gonna see there's like 9 different options. You can just change the settings for those like different functions. So if you go to the number 5, it says the interface configuration, I think, and then go to P3. This is a VNC. Then it asks you, do you want to enable VNC server? So confirm it to yes. And then it's gonna ask you again to install. Oh, you're gonna actually uninstall the Tide VNC and install the real VNC back in. Which not necessary, but just to show you how to install those softwares. And then it says it's enabled. So the feature is ready. So then you need to go back to your computer side to install the VNC client
Yes,
software.
it's right here.
So David, if you open your browser.
Yes. Oh, browser. Okay.
And then search like what kind of VNC you're using. So if you search VNC viewer, there's like a very famous website. Is this first one, download VNC viewer. So you click that, it's gonna bring you to this page. You're gonna see you can use VNC anywhere with any platform pretty much after you install that. So any questions so far? Do you guys have gotten to this step already?
Yeah. Any questions?
So far, so good.
How do what do you connect to? Do you use a part? What's the serial port?
What's the what?
what's the host name, like the IP address?
Oh, the IP
Yeah.
address you need to see from your Pi.
Or you can just type the if config.
No, he hasn't been inside the he hasn't been going inside the Pi yet. So
Okay.
Gabriel, can you connect your Pi to a screen?
Yeah, I have to go to my PC to do.
Okay. So so yeah, you can try that later. So you need to get inside your Pi to see which like you need to let your Pi to connect to a Wi-Fi, and it's gonna show an IP address for that Pi. You remember that number, and then you can put it inside to the party or the party or the VNC.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So after you install this VNC viewer, so start it. So David, if you go back to your VNC
Okay.
viewer, yeah. So it's very simple interface. You just need, there's only one input box on the top to let you input your IP address of the Pi. So you remember the IP address and put it inside.
Yeah.
And then click enter or click the icon, and
Yeah.
we can see what happened. So David,
This is the magic mirror. Yes, and this gonna be your guys'
couldn't
homework.
see it. We couldn't see it.
You couldn't see it? Okay, let me
You share the different screen.
yeah.
So please exit.
Okay.
You go back to this. Okay.
Yes.
So basically you're gonna see in the VNC viewer, you're gonna show your Pi desktop. This is the desktop exactly like your Pi on the screen. So to control the VNC, actually, if you, David, you go up.
Okay. Oh,
Up.
sorry, I need to cause the if I click the top okay.
Oh, here we go. So you see this little bar, the white bar on the top. They have like different options. On the left, is the most important is to exit the full screen. So if you don't want to show in the full screen, you can make it smaller and then move around, overlap to other like windows. On the far right is the exit disconnect button. So if you want to exit, you can just end the session. You're gonna go back to your VNC viewer. And then if you want to go back in, you need to reconnect it. And then some other function like a file transfer or settings or chat. If you have multiple users, you can just like share your screen or chat with other people, which is not that useful. Okay, so that's how the VNC works. Can you guys all make it work? Except Gabriel.
Yeah, you can if you open it, you can see your IP address from here. If you put your cursor on the Wi-Fi sign, you can see your IP address.
So it seems it doesn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
Can you click it?
Yes.
Oh yeah, here we go. So if you see the W line configure, there's like a 10.0 point something. That's your IP address. The slash is after the slash is the port. So you can change the port number to get it inside your VNC. Okay, so okay, David, for our today's class, today's homework, we're gonna let you guys try to do some fancy things in the Pi without using a screen. So make sure you guys can can get it VNC works in your computer, in your Pi and computer, and then follow the instructions to install like a software called a Magic Mirror, which gonna show some fancy like information to your computer, to your Pi. If you have a real a monitor, you can actually use your Pi, connect to the monitor, and show those information in like a mirror type. So David, can you show the Magic Mirror like looks like what it looks like? So if you follow the instructions, you're gonna see you can actually make a fancy interface looks like this. So those modules are different like information you can choose from. You can add like a time, days, events, or this COVID-19 like module to tell you what's the latest like numbers there. The project is actually for people actually build a mirror with a screen. So the mirror, you can still see yourself. Also, you can see those kind of information on the mirror. And like in the morning when you do wash your hand or wash your face, do the teeth brush, you can read all those news right away while you're doing those. It's just a fancier mirror. It's a very nice project, very famous project for the Raspberry Pi. If you guys want to try that, you can try it, but it's very complicated to make the hardware works. But the software part is relatively easy. So I would suggest you guys try that and to see if you can get this like a function works. And I will let you guys show your screen next class to see what module you have and what kind of like information you would like to see. All right, for next class. So remember to check with your parents to get the those informations. We're gonna send the emails to your parents about this homework, and please like follow the instructions to make it work. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, so far so good. So we have 5 more minutes left. If you guys want to leave, it's totally fine. That's pretty much our homework. Actually, David, can you exit and let me actually show the homework. Here we go. Okay, sorry. Ooh. Okay. Ooh. Doing this again. So can you see the homework? I mean, my slides. Okay, so install and enable VNC. We already did this. So if you don't have a screen, and you can just use VNC to totally control your Pi. The feature is off by default, but you can turn it on. There's like 3 different versions of VNC: Type VNC, Real VNC, Ultra VNC. You can choose either server softwares. All works pretty much the same way. Homework, just do some discussion with your parents to tell them what a remote desktop control is and what's the benefits of using the remote desktop control. What's the one disadvantage to use it. I mean, it's not really a disadvantage, it's like the risk if we have this kind of like technology. And what are the difference between SSH and VNC. And then you do the hands-on for the Magic Mirror projects. And I probably gonna add another hands-on here to let you run the game Minecraft on your Pi. So there's also an instruction that you guys can follow that to see if you can enable Minecraft on your Pi and play about it if you never tried. Okay, any questions so far? Good, so far so good. Okay, after we enable the SSH and VNC, we can actually get the remote control to your car works. So next class we're gonna see how we're gonna control your car. Okay, thank you very much. Let me know if you have any questions. Stay safe, stay indoor probably. Okay, thank you.